Hello, everyone. Welcome to P3. Bunch of you already here. Please say hello in the chat because it helps me know that things are working correctly. I'm going to check Facebook to make sure that I don't have any other questions in the group. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. I do want to talk a little bit just about my year and kind of what inspired this. For those of you who don't know me very well, I've been marketing online since 2011 is when I started my first blog. And the company that I worked for at the time promoted me to website administrator, which I was very unqualified for, but turned out to be very good at. And that launched my career into marketing. Hello, Christy. Thank you so much. Now I know I'm working. And so I got really good at first websites, social media, and then search engine optimization. I spent a huge part of my career getting really good at SEO. And then I became a marketing manager at a company that was a web-based service company. And that's where I got a lot of my best management experience. So really great on project management, processes, leadership, all of that. And yeah, that's a good point, Amanda. So the chat doesn't show up on the landing page if you happen to watch this video on the landing page. So if you want to see the comments, you want to click through to YouTube if you'd like to participate in the comments, FYI. I sent the YouTube link. I sent a bunch of different links. The YouTube link, the landing page link, the RSVP link, they all ultimately go to the same place. But on YouTube is where you can interact a little more easily. Well, it's where you can interact, period. So that's my background, blogging, marketing career. And then in 2017, when I was working in real estate investing, I was doing marketing management for this web-based service company. And my boss at the time had me consult for his colleagues for free. And that kind of opened my mind to the fact that my skill set was a little more valuable than I was perceiving it to be. And around the same time, I was seeing that, a lot of people in real estate investing, like we love to talk about passive income. I'm sure you guys have heard of the importance of creating passive income. A lot of you have a desire to create passive income. But what you learn in real estate is like there is passive income. Like you buy a house, it appreciates, you sell the house. So there's this money that you earned that you didn't necessarily make, but you've got to buy the house. You have to fix up the house. You have to manage tenants. And so what a lot of people really want is not necessarily passive income, which is hard to come by, but leveraged income, meaning that you can make more money without working more. And the interesting thing about working in real estate investing was a lot of the most successful real estate investors became coaches and educators. And that just opened my eyes to, okay, well, I don't really want to be a real estate investor, even though I've been told that that's what I should do. I do really like marketing. Maybe I could coach and consult in marketing. And so 2017 is the year that I started teaching other people how to do what I was doing. And now here we are. I'm going to talk, AJ. So how long is this workshop? I'm hoping it's going to be like 30 to 45 minutes. So that's my background. Let me just jump into the training so we can get to like the meat of what we're talking about today. The last thing I want to say, though, that I think a lot of you relate to is I took a lot of action. Actually, I'm going to just share the slides and we'll kind of get into it. Part of what inspired my work into like mindset and manifesting, even though I am a business coach and I'm a marketing expert and have been a marketing expert for a long time, is that my action did not always work consistently for the results. And that means that I was working really hard and didn't always necessarily result in the results that I wanted and the goals that I had. I'm sure you guys have done the same thing where you've joined a program, hired a coach, purchased a course, implemented exactly what they told you to do, and you didn't get the same results that they got. And I started realizing that like the strategy was not the end all be all. And that is part of the inspiration for all of this. I also today really want you guys to end this training with hope, because I don't know if you're like me, where I just feel like this year it's been a really good year for me, but the last like month has felt really heavy. And I just feel like now that things are a little bit more calm, like we're well past 2020 and what started that year. But I think a lot of us are realizing like how much change we've been through, and change, even if it's good change, can cause a dysregulated nervous system, can cause trauma. And so my hope for this training today is that you feel hope by the end of it. Gosh, I hope I can share this still. Okay, I can. I want to pull up my actual slides, and I can send these slides to you if you want. Actually, I'll just go ahead and make sure that I do that since I said that, so you don't have to request it. Okay, Allison, pull up your slides. Hurry up. It's processing. Anything in particular? So comment. There's a bunch of you here. Just tell me, like, what are you here to learn? What are you really excited about? What about the messaging for this really pulled you in? Because I really like to address those and kind of use my intuition when I'm teaching. So here we are. Let's go. Welcome to Peaceful, Profitable, and Purposeful in whatever this year is, 2024. Next year is 2025. I like to call myself a somatic business coach. Not everybody knows what the word somatic is, so you can just call me a business coach or a business and mindset coach. But my goal is I want to help you make more money in your business as an entrepreneur, even in your career, because some of you these days are not entrepreneurs. Most of you are. And I want to help you heal your wealth wounds so that you can indulge in the dreams you thought were out of reach, which is what I have done and I'm doing. I'm going to lead you through the quickest meditation ever because we have to get into soft mind. We're working all day in structured mind where we're black and white, rigid, systems, action. I want you to get into soft mind. We'll do that. Then I'm going to do our training. And then I actually will stay on. So our actual training part will be done in like 30 minutes. But I'll stay on as long as you guys want and have questions that are in the chat. Sometimes there's none. Sometimes there's a bunch. So we will see what arises. I want you to stick around. I'm biased. I think we're going to have a good time. But I'd like you to stick around because I've been, like I said, marketing since 2011. I've been coached thousands of people since 2017. I've empowered hundreds of clients who've bought other programs but struggled to actually get results. And things have not always been easy for me. Things were not handed to me on a silver platter. I didn't start out with success. I didn't start out with a relevant degree or a bunch of money. I did have, the privilege of like being a white person in the United States. But things were not handed to me. I didn't get things from family or whatever. And I think I'm enjoyable to be around and have great hair. So I hope that will also help you to stick around. I also have a free offer for you at the end. I'm selling a new program. It's on sale. The early bird bonus is a free abundant alignment session. So the new program I'm selling is $99. There's a payment plan for $33. So just full disclosure, at the very end of this, I am selling something. There's no catch to buy it, but if you buy it before the early bird bonus, you get this extra value. So I'm going to tell you all about that at the very end. So very quickly, I want you to close your eyes or maybe just stare off into space. And we're going to do quick grounding. So take a big deep breath in and hold it at the top. And then release it. Another big deep breath in. Hold. Release it. And now I want you to do a quick body scan. Just feel your feet on the ground. Now move your awareness up from your ankles to your knees to your hips. Notice if you feel anything as you're bringing your awareness to your body. Did you feel anything in your ankles, your knees, your hips? And move your awareness up into your belly, up in your torso and your chest, noticing anything there. Up to your shoulders and down your arms. And then up into your neck and your head. And I want you to move your awareness into your heart. And I want you to picture a pink light in your heart. It might help you to think about something today that made you really happy. I'm fostering 6-week-old puppies, and that made me happy today. I get to play with them, and I don't have to keep them forever, and that is pretty fun. So I'm going to let this pink light in my heart expand, and I want you to picture this pink light traveling from your heart up into your mind. And now picture the light traveling from your mind into your heart. And just feel these two things being connected and allow them to work together as we go through this training today. Now take a deep breath and open your eyes when you're ready. And I bet you feel a little different than when we first got here. So I'm going to give you 3 steps that are going to help you combine energy and strategy for manifesting. And I don't know how much practice we're going to do because I don't want this to be a million years long. And then I'll coach anyone who wants to be coached at the end. So we may do some experiential exercises at the end. We'll just see what arises, what we have time for. Our intention for today, if you want to write this down, I want you to write down, I allow myself to experience joy. I'm going to put that in the comments too. I allow myself to experience joy. That is our intention for this training. So I grew my income 200% for 3 consecutive years, just if I'm going to shorten my background into this, but I was still always stressed about money. And what that told me was that it might not be about the money. So this training is how I started shifting that. So calling this the 3-step dream revival framework. And we're going to go over these 3 steps, which I have these adorable icons for. The first step is grounding. Is the title wrong on this one? Yes, the title is wrong on this one. Fix it before I send it to you. So the first step is grounding. So I like to give fake people. These are all fake people. They're based on real clients, but these are not real stories. These are just made up. So meet Jamie. Jamie's living a reactionary life. And go ahead and comment 1 if you relate to Jamie. So Jamie is a busy entrepreneur, and she feels like her day is dictated by endless emails and demands from others. She got into business to work less and make more, but somehow she's working more than ever. And she knows about mindset, and she's had some wins. She's not new to this, but she feels like manifesting is working for everyone but her. I love that you guys are putting the affirmation in the comments. Keep going. So let me know if you are Jamie, if you are number 1, you're constantly overwhelmed. You might be in a pre-burnout mode. This was me in 2022, pre-burnout, maybe actually burnout, struggling to prioritize and make intentional choices. So you might feel a little bit of chaos, and you have difficulty maintaining healthy relationships due to, wow, that grammar is off. What was that supposed to be? Yeah, difficulty maintaining relationships because of emotional instability or inflexible emotional responses. So if you feel like you are constantly reacting, then you might be like Jamie. And the fix for this is getting and staying grounded. Catherine says, I have a lot of this. I relate, obviously, because I made this. So when I write trainings, a lot of it is something, I feel like I've never written something I can't relate to or have experienced a little bit. But the fix for this is getting and staying grounded. So instead of just reacting, we want Jamie to start taking control of her reality again. This is so easy to do when we start, you get into, let's say you're an entrepreneur and you get into business to make more and work less. Then you get into the reality of the day-to-day. And you're like, I've got to make a website. I've got to figure out what I'm selling. I've then got to sell it over and over again. And then I've got to hire someone. And there's all this stuff that gets in the way of just being able to flow. So of course we start reacting. But she starts taking control of her reality again. This increases her sense of calm and clarity. Grounding will help her to respond thoughtfully to challenges rather than reacting impulsively. And this will lead to deeper, more meaningful connections with others through improved emotional regulation. And this has a lot of results. So when she does this, she starts each day with clarity. She sets boundaries. She experiences fewer meltdowns. It makes work and relationships more enjoyable and productive. And one example of how this might show up, I'm running Facebook ads right now and the budget is pretty low, but I still have to pay someone to manage it. And then I've got to pay for the ads. And if I wasn't grounded and I'm seeing a drop in sales because it's Christmas and there's a bunch of people competing for ads right now, I could say, I'm stressed out. I don't want to pay for this. It's not making enough money. It's not even close to breaking even. Let me just pause. But that's going to mess up the ad optimization. In the past, when I was running ads, I would turn them on, turn them off, turn them on, turn them off. So I hired someone to manage the ads because my nervous system gets too regulated to do it myself, too dysregulated to do it myself. And I'm sticking with the plan because I'm grounded. And because of that, I'm going to eventually see faster results with the ads because I'm not being super chaotic about it. The next step in the dream revival framework is restore. So let's talk about Alex. Put number 2 in the comments if you relate to Alex. So Alex was convinced that their best years were behind them. The stressors they've been through changes, the stressors they've been through have changed them forever. Grammar, I'm good at grammar, but apparently not typing. And Alex has lost touch with who they are, and they're afraid they're never going to go back or be able to move forward. Let me know if you relate to this, because this feeling of like all of this stuff has happened and things will never be the same. It will never be good again. It's a pretty hopeless feeling, and that feeling and seeing a lot of people have this feeling really partially inspired this training. Let me know if you relate to Alex. And so this results in a lack of motivation, feeling drained and disconnected from purpose, and difficulty imagining a brighter future. So why are you going to try to manifest or make changes if you don't think that they're possible? I feel emotional even just talking about this, because this was I'm sure you saw the marketing for this event, this like trend on TikTok where people show a picture of themselves when they're like thriving, and then they show a picture of themselves today and they're like gray, they're like colorless. And I just really relate to that feeling. I'm not going to cry. Maybe I'm not going to say what I'm about to say, so I don't cry. Well, I can say it. I've never said this before, but at my lowest, before I got a hang of nervous system regulation and other energetic things, when I was like forcing results and things were not going well, and financially I was at a very low point, I did not want to like be on planet Earth anymore. I just literally was like, I cannot fix this problem. I've never been so stressed in my life. I'm not enjoying anything anymore. I mean, I did not enjoy anything in my life anymore. Not my marriage, not my pets. My business was stressing me out. And I just understand this hopeless feeling. And we have a couple of 2s here. And I just want you to know, if you're feeling this, if you're watching the replay or the live, that it can get better again, even if you feel like it will never, ever get better again. The fix is to heal, restore, and then allow yourself to visualize, which can mean different things to different people, which is part of the solution, is that like manifesting and like restoration is not a one-size-fits-all process. The impact of healing, restoring, and visualizing is being able to release trauma and the weight of everything that's been pulling Alex down. They were able to rekindle a sense of purpose and passion for their life, replenish energy and emotional resilience. So the same things could be happening today that happened 2 years ago, but now I feel chill about it. Or I get super stressed out, but it lasts 10 minutes instead of 10 weeks. And a renewed ability to dream and plan for the future. After embracing restoration, they healed old wounds, discovered new passions, and started envisioning a future that excites them, giving them a new lease on life and an exciting phase of business. So that is Alex. And then lastly, we have create. So this is Taylor. Taylor is forcing, struggling, and feeling alone. She worked tirelessly to achieve success, and she has had some success in her career, in her business, but she feels isolated and defeated when things don't go as planned. She's had some success in manifesting, but doesn't feel like it works consistently. So what this looks like is frustration and exhaustion from trying to control every outcome. I can relate. Working hard but not meeting financial goals consistently. I can relate. Sense of loneliness and disconnection due to lack of trust in others and trust in the process. That I don't have a hard time trusting others in my business, do I? Maybe a little bit. I really trust my team. I love my team so much. But trusting people that I hire, like for services, I can be a little more sketchy with, because I'm like, I'm paying you money and I want things just like, people, I'm a service provider now. People treat me that way too. But I will say, I've felt lonely and helpless at the idea, like I don't trust the process, like leaning back and trusting to manifest. can be really hard and painful, like having faith when you have to believe in something you can't see, like trusting that process. When you don't trust it, it can feel really lonely. So let me know who relates to Taylor. The fix for this is a minimal manifesting framework. So we can read all the books, but there's really just like a very simple process to manifesting. And then combined with nervous system regulation, it's a lot more sustainable. The impact of this, the impact of the minimalist manifesting framework, I could even call this like an aligned manifesting framework, because you understand what's aligned for you in terms of manifesting. For example, did you guys know there's two things that people teach a lot in manifesting? One is visualization. And maybe you guys have heard this before, but did you know that some people cannot see an image in their mind? So if you're telling someone to manifest by visualizing what they want in their mind in a picture of what it looks like, then there's a percentage of the population that's not going to be able to do that. Similarly, or like in this same topic, some people are specific manifestors and some people are general manifestors. So I'm a general manifester. If I think of a specific number and hold myself to that number and how many buyers it will take to reach that number, it doesn't feel good to me. It feels unrealistic. I can't get behind it. But if I think in general terms, so like one of the things I manifested this year was I got a really big client last year, and it was big enough to where it has been half of my income at times. So I'm like, if I'm going to have half my income come from one source, I want to make sure I'm making enough money to equal that source at all times, because that number is what I need to feel safe. That's like my minimum budget. So basically I've made over double what I need every month this year, because I was always able to manifest equal to what I was getting from that one client, which was my minimum need. But I didn't think I'm going to make this amount because of X amount of services, X amount of courses, X amount of affiliates. I just said, I just need to make around this amount somehow so that I'll feel safe. That's a general manifester. But if it's more motivating for you to say, I'm going to get $100,000 a year by getting 8 clients a month that are $1,000 each. If that feels super exciting and easy and fun and realistic to you, or realistic-ish, doesn't have to be realistic, then you're a specific manifester. But if you don't know that, then you're going to be stressed out and in disbelief when you're trying to approach manifesting. That's just an example. This will also have the impact of effortless alignment with your goals, because $100,000 a year may not be aligned for you. Or like one goal that I thought I wanted forever is like 100K months or a 7-figure year. And like maybe I will become aligned with that goal. But at this point, I'm like, wow, I can make a lot of money that's under $1 million. That would be like epically abundant for me. Like, do I really want a $1 million business? That sounds like full-time employees to me. I don't know. I want a simple, abundant life. So, which you could argue that I have like limiting beliefs when I say that out loud, but I've leaned into what's aligned for me, and that may be 7 figures at some point, but right now there's a lot of numbers under 7 figures that feel good to me. And now Taylor has a greater sense of ease and joy. So after learning how to create, Taylor learned to trust the process, celebrate small wins in addition to the big wins, and manifest what she wants more consistently in aligned ways. This made her life feel lighter and more fulfilling. See in the comments here, I don't trust myself. So I think this is like when we talk about trusting the universe, trusting the process, I don't trust myself. I'm curious how many other people can trust the universe or trust God or trust the process, but they don't trust themselves. Kind of want to hear more about that. So this is the framework. Okay, so what we've been doing wrong is that we set a goal and then we just live in a reactionary mode. Okay, so that's like the first thing we've done wrong. The fix for that is to ground. And it's very counterintuitive. It's like a slow down to speed up kind of vibe, which is not people's most favorite vibe, right? The next step is to restore. What we've been doing is we had stressors happen and we haven't really like processed those or paid attention to that discomfort. We're just steamrolling through. But if we take time to get in touch with our bodies again, and when I talk about releasing trauma, like some of us have PTSD and very serious, like big T trauma. You may want to work with a counselor or a trauma practitioner for that kind of thing. But a lot of us have like smaller T trauma. Like I would consider, like if we're talking about 2020, for example, if you got, and this is not, this is just, you know what, I'm not going to give this example. Well, let me finish what I'm saying. If you were like hospitalized and you're super sick and you couldn't breathe, or if you have a child that like was very, very sick and you didn't know what the outcome was going to be, like you could have big T trauma from illness. But I would say that like a lot of the big T trauma too from what happened in 2020 is like little T trauma could be like a stressful dentist appointment. Big T trauma could be either large events or very stressful events that happened over a long period of time. So a lot of us could have big T trauma from 2020 years because we were just stressed out for a very long period of time. Okay, I went on a little tangent there. So we need to restore. And like some of us may need trauma practitioners. A lot of us, though, you can release trauma without ever thinking about the trauma or processing the trauma. You can work through your body. It does take grounding, though, and then create. So now that we've restored and now it's safe to feel, it's safe to dream, then we can really think about what we want and take action to take it and take action to continue manifesting every day. Is this all making sense? Like, let me know what questions you have, or if this is gobbledygook in your brain. I want to give some examples. I have a bunch in here, so I'm not going to read all of these. But one of my recent clients had been developing a service-based business, and she had a lot of success early on. Like, early on, I was like, wow, you have done a lot already, and I'm super excited to help you hopefully double this business. But just within like a couple months of her and I working together, she had her full-time job put a stop to what she was doing. So they were like, you can't do this, even though she got it in writing that she could do it. It's a long story. But she decided, so we worked through wealth wounds, and she decided to seek the advantage and work on her dreams, even though this roadblock was there. We had no idea. I didn't even have any idea how we're going to get around it. I just was like, even if they say no to this forever, there are still some things we can do in the background to help build a foundation for the future. So if you would like to keep working together, and let's like work through those things. So we came up with a roadmap. But here's the cool thing. Even though her business hasn't made any more money, she has more savings than ever. So we're building up savings because we're doing these things in the background, like that don't violate what her people want her to do and not do. But we're still building up her reputation for this thing that she wants to do in the future. So we're taking the practical action, but then she was working on the energetics. So she worked on her wealth wounds. And then she was like, I believe this doesn't have to be the long roadmap that I think it does. And now that roadblock is dissolving. Obviously, I'm being super vague because we don't want to give any details about this person and her job and her business, but the most tangible result is that she has more savings than ever. And then the more intangible results is like those walls are dissolving. John is someone who I talked about a bunch. He'd been developing a physical product for several years. And then when he came time to launch, he felt stuck. So he actually hired me for Facebook advertising to launch his product. But he realized that when he was like afraid to start selling this product, it wasn't because of anything practical. It was just his belief that it was possible for him to succeed. And he ended up having many six-figure summers. His product was seasonal. Now he recently did over $200,000 in a month. So he started a new business in addition to this one that is like exploding. But he's always been, since then, what year was this? It was like 2019, I think, is when he started. He's always been super strong on mindset ever since then, and it has resulted in a very profitable business. And I'm not going to keep going through these. I mentioned some of these before. In my own business, I experienced 2 consecutive multiple six-figure years after going full-time on my own, but I never once paused to be grateful. I was just reacting. I was stressed out. I was paying myself in less and less, throwing money at more and more solutions, thinking that everybody had power but me. And I ended up hitting a lull in depression. At the bottom of it, the funny thing about like at my lowest, I like found this glimmer of like, wow, I actually have accomplished a lot. And then that's when if you read my book, that's when I started finding coins on the ground again, which eventually led to manifesting a crap ton of money that had nothing to do with my business. And I was able to start finding joy again. That was not my most profitable year, and neither was the next one. But even though when all this happened, the following year after like my lowest emotionally, my sales were down 20%, but my profit was up 400% because I learned how to receive, lean back, rest. And then this year is like a totally weird year. Like I mean, it's a great year for my income and for my profit, but it has happened through things I would have never anticipated. So I've had to like learn how to receive all that came to me, and so on and so forth. So the process to go through these steps often happens over many months. So I would say these steps took me, I think I kind of go through them over and over again, but I would say like it took me like a year to a year and a half to like get through this process the first time. But it can happen overnight. It can happen really fast. It can happen faster and faster. And that is what I want to sell to you. So I'm going to do a quick pitch and then we'll get into the coaching. There's literally just a couple of slides on this. So I have a new program I'm creating. It's a course called Dream Revival. And that is like this whole framework is that is what this is inside of this program. So you're going to learn how to ground. You're going to go inward and become regrounded. To get regrounded means to connect with the present moment, all that stuff. My goal for this module is to help you reconnect to your heart. Then I'm going to work through at least 3 lessons for restoration. So I want you to help you identify your current needs, release the heaviness of the past, and then I want you to start visioning again for the future. And I want to talk about how to do that if you're specific manifestor, general manifestor, and I want to talk about how to do that if you can visualize or if you can't. So we'll lean into like whatever arises for you, what your strengths are, so that you can start quote unquote visualizing. And then I'll tell you how to create. So I'm going to help you create a daily morning manifesting. It doesn't have to be in the morning, but a daily manifesting routine that's like 15 minutes, maybe less. If you have wealth tones, you could even do it in like 3 minutes. That's a course that I have with 3-minute manifesting meditations. You know what? I'm going to add that as a bonus to this. So if you have wealth tones, I'll give you a discount to buy this because it's a $9 thing. But I'm going to add wealth tones to this program. So you'll learn how to receive. You'll get tools for manifesting instantly, and then manifesting dreams that take time. Learn how to stay with your vision. A lot of us fail at manifesting because we like try to manifest and then it doesn't happen right away. And so we can't stay with the energy. So I want to teach you how to do that. And my goal for this module is to help you find your spark again and obviously manifest your reality. So there's the 3 modules listed above. There's going to be 3 lessons in each module. There might be more because I'm often like thinking of other things that should be in it, and they're not going to be long. So my goal for this is like, I want you to get results from it. I don't want you to buy this course and then be watching modules for the next 4 weeks. I want you to buy this course, take action immediately, and be able to watch it over and over again. So shorter lessons, exercises that will result in this customizable routine. And at the end of this program, you will restore your hope and learn to manifest daily. That is my goal for this program. So it's 50% off now, and that 50% off will be 50% off for a little while because it's in beta. But if you join before December 25th, and this program is only $99 or 3 payments of $33. If you join before December 25th, you'll get an abundant alignment call, which now sell for $188. So those are 30-minute one-on-one calls with me. So here is the total value. And again, it's only $99. Oh, I guess I should give you the link. Did I do that? Oh, it's at the top. alicejames.co/dreamrevival. This will not have any overlap with previous stuff. So it's going to be new and updated content. The only thing that is going to be wealth tones. But so if there is overlap in any course, you'll get an email with coupon for that. So if you bought Wealth Tones, then let me email a coupon for that like tomorrow. You'll get $9 off. Or I can, okay, now let me not overthink it. So dream revival. Okay, now let's get into questions. That is all I had for teaching. That was my whole pitch. We're done. Hopefully that wasn't too painful. My lighting is so weird at this time of day. In the winter, it's like there's stripes no matter what. And if I open them more, it's more blinding. What questions do you have about this framework or something that you're struggling with or something in your business that you want to talk about? So I've been consulting since 2017 and I've been marketing on the internet since 2011. So I have a lot to share if you're here live, and I'm happy to answer questions. Do I have any more slides? I didn't even finish. Oh no, I did finish. Yeah, that was it. Okay. So what else do you guys want to talk about? Look at that, 35 minutes. That might be my quickest ever. I was afraid I went too long at the beginning. So while I'm waiting, I'll show you the intention for today was I allow myself to experience joy. And this was the card that I drew. Where's my camera? And it was pink. I was wearing all blue before. And I realized I needed to wear some pink because I drew a pink card. Kunzite is the name of the crystal pictured here. What does pure happiness feel like to you? Christy said, I just want to say I feel seen. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being here. It's much more. I'll talk to no one. I'll come here live and talk to no one. I haven't done a live training with 0 people in a while. If I went on Instagram, there would be 0 people or like maybe 1 or 2. But I got compliments in the past, people who were like, I love how you teach, like you're teaching to a full room, even if there's like 1 person there. And that was a big compliment. What was I going to say? Oh, it's more fun if you're here. Like I'll teach to no one, but it's more fun if you're here. I was teaching in a mastermind for over a year. I think it was 1.25 years teaching in someone else's mastermind. And there was nobody there. You have to prepare for no one to be there, knowing that you're going to repurpose the training, that the one person needed to hear it. That's part of trusting myself and trusting the universe. I don't see any questions, and I've given it a good amount of time. So I am going to end our live here. I hope that you guys jump into Dream Revival. I'm super excited about this program. My ads manager is afraid that's part of my desire to launch a new program is because I need a new upsell for this funnel for the ads. And so I was like, well, this is something I feel inspired to create. I always want to sell something new around the holidays and do my free training. And after I created the sales page, she was like, I don't know if this is specific enough. And, but I'm creating it anyway. So hopefully I can refine the messaging. If you guys have questions about the program, that will help me refine the messaging. But the goal is those 3 things. It's like coming home to yourself and being able to manifest again after you've experienced heartache and pain. Okay, I'm going to go there, AllisonRose.co/dream-revival. See you around on the internet. Thank you for joining me. Okay, bye.